Hey everybody, it's Bobby Nahum here with AMAC Real Estate Company. Hope everybody's having a fantastic week. Just wanted to talk to you guys for a short period of time today about the real estate market here and give you an update on what we saw here locally in our real estate market in the month of April. So last time we talked, or last video I did, it was for the first quarter update for the real estate market here in Tallahassee. And largely, we were pretty much unaffected by the coronavirus in the first quarter. We hadn't really, hadn't at that time, the first 3 months of the year, it hadn't been around long enough for the effects of the shutdowns and everything to start affecting the real estate market. So today we're going to be talking about what we saw in April, and we're going to be talking about the year-over-year market statistics for April. So how the real estate market here panned out this past April versus April a year ago. By doing that, by looking at those figures, those year-over-year figures, we'll kind of get an idea on how our real estate market here locally has been affected by the pandemic. And then also, I think at this time we kind of have enough information to determine what's going to happen going forward with the real estate market in the next few months to come. So anyway, I predicted in the last video that what we would probably see was a decrease in activity while home prices remain steady. And that's exactly what has happened, actually, is that we've had both a decrease in the number of properties listed for sale, and we've also had a decrease in the number of properties sold, but at the same time, prices have held steady. In fact, they've actually gone up. So basically, let's just get right into it. So like I was saying, activity was down, both number of listings and number of properties sold. So listings, we saw a year-over-year decrease in April of 21%. So number of properties listed in April was 21% lower than what the number of properties were listed in last April, April 2019. So and the figures are, so in April 2019, we had 680 properties listed for sale, whereas in this past April, was only 464 properties listed for sale. So again, that's a 21% decrease in the number of listings. So number of sales also went down by 21% this past April compared to the April in 2019. So the figures are in April of 2019, we had 437 homes that sold, whereas this past April we had only 345 homes that sold. So both number of listings and number of sales went down, which is expected. I mean, you have sellers that have put off putting their property on the market because they are worried that there aren't going to be enough buyers out there looking at the time, and then you've got buyers that have scaled back from buying anything because just they're worried about going into people's homes and being exposed to the virus. So there's been kind of a fear that has just kind of slowed activity overall. However, prices actually went up by 11% this April compared to the April of 2019. So the average home sale in Leon County in this past April was $248,207, whereas a year ago in April, it was only $222,504. So a big increase, 11% increase. So keep in mind, the historically average annual increase in real estate values usually falls in the range of 3 to 5%. So at 11%, we're well above that, which means we're in a seller's market still. It's still a really good time to sell with the prices going up. So let's talk about that a little bit more. We've had a lot of sellers nervous about putting their property on the market because they're worried maybe that their property will be difficult to sell at this time. There's not enough buyers out there. Maybe they've been worried about prices going down and they didn't want to put their house on the market at a time when they didn't think they could get the best price for their home. But the statistics are they don't reflect that. In fact, they reflect that it's a very good time to sell. So if you are a seller and you've been thinking about putting your property on the market and you need to sell your property or you want to sell your property, I say go ahead and put your house on the market for sale now. It's actually a great time. So, the number of listings are way down. So that means you have fewer homes to compete against. So that puts you at an advantage right now because you've got a certain number of buyers out there and they only have a certain number. They've got a very small amount of homes to choose from. So, and then, prices are 11% up from last year despite us have seen the effects of the pandemic. Prices are still going up. So, and another thing we should focus on, another figure that I don't always talk about, it's the sales absorption rate. So this is the percentage. It's a percentage. It's the number of homes. It's the number of homes sold compared to the number of homes listed for sale. So it's a percentage of it's the percentage of homes that have sold that are on the market. So just give you an idea. So last year in April, 64.26% of the homes that were on the market sold, whereas this past April, a month ago, 74.35% of the properties that were on the market ended up selling. So we have a sales absorption rate that went up by 10% in April of this year compared to April of last year, which is another indication that it's a great time to sell. Also, number of days on the market this past April were down compared to April 2019. So in April 2019, it took 57 days for a home to sell on average, whereas in this past April, it was only 51 days. So, and another statistic too is the sales price to list price ratio. This past April, it was 99.14%. So that means on average, homes sold for 99% of the asking price. So that's a very strong number. That means that we're in a seller's market. So for all those people out there who have been worried that maybe now is not a good time to put your house on the market, I say that it's the exact opposite. It's a great time to put your house on the market. And I'd say within the past week, the activity has started to go up. Ever since they started the phase 1 of the reopenings in the state of Florida, in the past week I've noticed in my day-to-day business and talking to other realtors too, there's been a pretty good increase in the number of buyers out there, phone calls, showings, etc. So in my own business, I've had a couple listings that just went under contract this past week with multiple offers even. And they've been sitting with no offers for the past 30 days. And in the past week, we had multiple offers on some of the listings. So it's actually a great time, low listings, and I think the activity is going to start creeping up in the next month or so. So sellers, if you're wanting to put your house on the market but a little bit nervous, don't be nervous. Go ahead and move forward as planned if you want to still go ahead and get your home sold. So, and the other thing, if you're a buyer, it's still a good time to buy because the interest rates are so low. So I haven't checked in the last few days, but I'd say within the last 3 or 4 days I checked in, and the average rates were hovering around 3.4% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is an incredibly good mortgage interest rate. So, and obviously, even though we're at a time where prices are kind of high, the low mortgage interest rates will make your overall mortgage payments more affordable. So it is a good time to buy because of that. So, so in the like I said, in the near future, I think what we can expect to see in the next month, 2-3 months down the road, is we're going to see prices continue to hold steady. I think because the inventory is so low, I think prices are going to continue to go up. I mean, going into the pandemic, we had a shortage of homes. We were running about a 3 to 4 month supply of homes. In a normal market, we have about a 6 month supply of homes. So now I'd say we're probably running at maybe a 2 to 3 month supply of homes. So the low inventory is going to keep the prices up high. More and more buyers, as we see the reopenings, people are going to regain confidence, I think. And you're going to see more people getting back out there, and the economy is going to start picking up again. And I think when that happens, I think buyer activity will resume to normal levels within the next 2 to 3 months. So anyway, that's it, y'all. I think we've all got reason to be optimistic about the real estate market and the broader economy. And if you're a client of mine, you don't live in Tallahassee, but you live in Florida. A lot of you out there live in Florida, but not in Tallahassee and other parts of the state. what I've noticed is that these trends in Leon County are also following suit in other parts of the state. So most likely, maybe with the exception of a few counties, I think that you can pretty much accept these the synopsis of these real estate trends for most of the state. So I think you're going to see the same thing in the rest of the state. So hope you guys are doing well, and if you have any questions about anything real estate related, feel free to give me a call anytime, or text me, or email me, or message me on Facebook. And as always, if you wouldn't mind, please like my YouTube channel, Bobby Nahum Real Estate, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time, and hope you guys have a next great couple weeks. Thanks.